They put on a program on the TV recently called The State. Any of you see it? The State, S-T-A-T-E, dealing with the so-called ISIS or Islamic State. You can get it on BBC, not BBC, but because it was on Channel 4. So you can get it on More 4 or one of those, nowadays you can call it up. But I do suggest that, again, if you have the time, that you watch it, because see what it is, beloved? Allah says that, I can't even get into my subject. I'm going to get there, but Allah says, beloved, that Satan will deceive the whole world. When I watch The State, it's a 4-part series. They put it on over 1 week, 4 days in a week. I think it was an hour each episode. But when I watched it, I said, my God, look at the way these people have got the so-called Orthodox Muslims. Because it's like they've infiltrated them to such a degree that now you can see the degree and the level of manipulation within their ranks, and the way in which they're being used in their ignorance to create madness and mayhem, calling it Islam. And the naivety of some of those who flew from here and other parts of the world to go to Syria because they thought that this was the re-establishment of the Islamic Caliphate. But beloved, the Khalifa has come, and we know his identity. We ain't making nothing up with no what is it called? Kalashnikov. What is it? What's the number they give it? AK-47. We ain't running around with no AK-47 made in China or in Russia thinking that we're going to go and defeat the enemy with that. They've been so set up. That's not the avenue we're traveling, beloved. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said on the 20th of August, we ain't following that route. I'm paraphrasing. That's not what Allah came to raise us to go and follow, no orthodoxy into no madness, beloved. When Allah blesses us to return to Hyde Park, and we are going back. When we go back, we're not going back to get into no stupid argument. We're going back to lay down the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Message to the black man. Praise be to Allah. Message to the black man. Think about this. My God. The amount of people on this planet who got their messages, man. You don't have to write messages to the Chinese man. That's right. Because the Chinese man acts in his own self-interest. Yeah, nobody have to go to no Chinese man and teach him, oh, you Chinese, you should stick together. Chinese man look at you, but we're already doing that. We're already running things. Me and my wife was walking down the road the other day, and I saw this Sikh man riding his motorbike with a little cloth wrapped around his head. I said to my wife, look at that. You gotta give that man props. Man's got his religion established to the degree where he don't have to wear no crash helmet. Anybody else try that? That's against the law. You gotta give the Sikh man props. Sikh man can carry dagger. Anybody else? That's an offensive weapon. Think about it. But guess what? We could do the same if we had some unity. We need 1,000 fearless. Thank you. If you were to see 1,000 fearless black people in the United Kingdom, that's not no look a joke thing. I didn't say 1,000 pretending to be fearless. Why am I not afraid? I was with a lot of family last night, and some of my grandchildren were there. And I'm looking forward to seeing them grow. I really want to see them grow. I would love to see the day when they have children, and maybe I'm a great grandfather. I mean, that would be wonderful. I'm excited about the future. But I've said this before, and I'm going to say it to you again. I love life, but I am not afraid of death. Come on now. See, once somebody can make you afraid, you can't do nothing. I've lived longer than Martin Luther King. I've lived longer than Malcolm X. I lived longer than Bob Marley. I lived longer than Michael Jackson. Come on now, come on, think about this. I've lived longer than little children dying on the bombs in Syria. I've lived longer than children dying of leukemia on this planet. I've lived longer than little boys getting stabbed to death on the street outside of their school in West London or Northwest London. Need I say any more? What's so precious about this? That I'm going to be so cowardly that I won't tell the truth, even if it costs my life. What is so unique and special about my life that it's above all those other lives? Do you know how many black people died so that me and you could be sitting here today? Come on, man, come on. Once we put it into context, because understand what I'm saying to you. See, I've been in lots of situations in my life. I've been in situations where, like, I felt like my life has been threatened by people, you know, like an individual or whatever, where somebody's saying they're going to do this to me or they're going to do that to you, they're going to kill me and whatever. I've been in situations, man, where I've been faced with the enemy telling me what he's going to do to me. You know, I've been in a cell. I'll give you one example, because there's so many, honest to God. Allah blessed me to go through. I didn't think it was a blessing at the time. Yeah, but he put me in situations. Not that he put me in the situations. I put myself in some crazy situations, but he was there with me. But what it was like, I don't like to be put in a corner. I don't like it. If you put me in a headlock, I don't like it. We can mess about, but don't try and now hold me down, because I'm just not made that way. I'm a person, I have to be free. Yes. I don't like being told you can't do this and you can't do that. And all my life, that's what I've been hearing. All my life. I've always been told, no, this can't happen, that can't happen. And you know, you get to a point, man, where you think, my God, when will I hear yes? You know? Because it's a very restrictive life, because it's no life at all that one lives in a world like this, where you are to be kept down. But what I found with myself was that when I find myself in those kind of situations, something happens where I can only go so far with my back against the wall. Then I think, well, boy, I've got to fight. I've got no choice. And I've never been able to just give in. I've got to fight. If I'm going to go, then at least let me go fight it. And I found myself in a situation before, and it's happened more than one time, where they're saying to me, the enemy's telling me, they got me in a cell, and they're telling me, we're coming in the cell, and we're going to give you a good hiding. That's their language. Now I'm taking the threat serious, and I'm thinking, boy, well, these people are going to kill me. And I'd seen what they'd done to some other people. One of my friends who was a dreadlocks brother, he had some very long locks, and they put him in the same police station one time. And apparently the story he told us was that they pulled his locks. They had police were holding his locks in different parts of the cell. They had him in the middle, but they were holding him by his hair, and they were kicking him, and they kicked him so hard in his testicles. That's the level of injury that he suffered, and they burst and perforated his eardrum so he could no longer hear properly in one of his ears. They beat him bad in that place. And I knew these stories, and I'd heard these things. And at that time in my life, I was maybe about my same height now. I'm only a small person. I'm about 5'8". I was a lot slimmer in those days, a lot smaller, but quite wiry. But when I heard it, I said, you know what? Man, these people are going to kill me. So I just stripped off, down to, trousers, and all, just took off my top. And I told them, I said, listen to my language. This is when I'm like 17 years old. Listen to my language. I said, the law of averages, this is what I'm talking at 17. I said, the law of averages says that if you come in here to beat me, you will succeed. But I guarantee you, as God is my witness, one of you are going to be left in this cell with me. They left me alone. Do you understand? You understand? In Hyde Park, we would ask them the question. We say, we know you love to kill, but are you as willing to die? Yes. Floyd Mayweather said to Conor McGregor, I know you like to give it, but can you take it? Because I can take it, but I'm going to give it. You understand? See, that's how we've got to be, beloved. This ain't about no fake bravado. But there comes a point where you have to say to your enemy, you don't scare me. We've got to stop this scared to death Negro mentality, because he thrives on it. He thrives on the fact that black people are scared to death. Got to stop it, man. We got to become some people with some testicular fortitude. Why do you think Minister Farrakhan talks like this? Because he knows what's needed. We're talking about closing the gap. You can't claim that man and be a punk. Hear me. Female punk or male punk. A punk is a punk. And you just punked out. I don't care what excuse you want to make. Strategy, yeah, right. There are other strategies. Yes, sir. We've always got an option, beloved. Growing up, I was arrested for a lot of foolishness. Nothing to be proud of. I couldn't be proud of what I was being arrested for, doing foolishness on the streets. But you want to arrest me for this word? Oh, please bring it. Come on, man. Do you want to honor me or what? Do you want to honor Leo Muhammad? Please come and arrest me for teaching the teachings. If it was good enough for Master Farad Muhammad, if it was good enough for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, come on, man. If Louis Farrakhan said, don't threaten me, bring me. If the minister said, I'm waiting for you. In fact, I think you're behind time. Come on, man. What is this about? If we're not going to challenge the devil with his unjust laws, and we claim to want to lead the people, look, see, beloved, you see the scene in Roots. I'm on my subject, right? Even if I haven't looked at these notes, I'm on the subject, beloved. You see that scene in Roots, beloved? Where they're whipping Kunta Kinte, beloved. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means in the modern era? You know, when we stand in front of black people, because hear me well. See, I'm standing here today like talking like some big shot, some big man or whatever. Guess what? I'm going to be tested on every word I'm saying today. This is how it works. God don't play. God ain't going to let us come and talk like big talk. And then he don't try us to see what comes out. That beating of Kunta Kinte. When you look at that scene, you see the women, you see the men, and they're watching. And in their hearts and in their minds, they're saying, don't bow, brother. Don't bow, brother. Because you see the people, they have to have a man. They have to have a symbol of strength in front of them. That's why Allah gave us the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it don't matter what the enemy has brought to that man, he has never bowed.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And he ain't about to bow. It's not going to happen. It don't mean they can't take him. It don't mean they won't necessarily, or it may not, it doesn't mean it may not look like they may have even killed him. There may come a day when they'll say, we've killed him. There was a day when it was announced that Emperor Haile Selassie was dead. I think it was within 1 day or 1 week that the Rastaman come out with a tune. Jaliv. You know how deep that is? They said he's dead. The Rastaman said, Jaliv. Children, yeah. Ja live. Children, yeah. Fools say in their hearts, Rasta, your God is dead. But I know, children, dread. It shall be dread, a dread. Jalil, God can't die. You can't kill God. Come on, man. Praise be God. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. You can't kill God. You can't kill Farrakhan. That man can't die, beloved. And guess what? If me and you line up our mind with his mind, we can't die either. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah.